The crowd's noise was deafening, a storm of cheers, boos, and screams crashing against the arena ceiling. Logan Paul stood behind the curtain, hands wrapped, breathing controlled, listening to every sound. To many, he was still just a YouTuber playing a part he didn't belong in. To others, a natural provocateur. But for Logan, this moment was something deeper, the ultimate test of his ability to reinvent himself one more time. As he adjusted his gloves, his mind flashed back years ago, to when it all started with a simple camera, over-the-top pranks, and an insatiable hunger for attention. Fame came fast, maybe too fast, and with it came mistakes, impulsive decisions, controversies that seemed impossible to erase, and a public image that became as heavy as a backpack full of stones. There were nights Logan wondered if it was all worth it, if the constant noise of the internet would finally consume him. But Logan always had something that set him apart, an absolute refusal to give up. When many thought he was finished, he decided to change course. He trained his body, but also his mind. He learned to listen to criticism without letting it destroy him, to use hate as fuel. Boxing first appeared as a challenge, almost another crazy stunt, but over time, it transformed into a discipline that demanded respect, consistency, and humility. The curtain opened, and the light hit him head-on. Logan walked out with a steady stride, looking at the crowd without lowering his head. Every boo made him smile inwardly. He had learned he didn't need everyone's approval. He just needed to believe in his own process. He climbed into the ring, stretched his shoulders, and watched his opponent, in that squared circle. Followers, clicks, and comments didn't matter. All that remained were two men, and the naked truth of hard work. The fight was tough. Blows that shook the body, eternal seconds where exhaustion burned the muscles, and the mind screamed to stop. In one of those moments, Logan fell to his knees. The referee started the count, and a hush fell over the place. In that brief space, he remembered every previous fall, every time the digital world had pointed a finger at him. And then he understood something. He had been on the ground before, and he had always gotten back up. He rose to his feet just before the final second and kept fighting. He didn't win by knockout or by a landslide, but he won something more important: respect. Spiked. When the fight ended, breathing heavily, and with his face marked by the blows, he knew he had crossed an invisible line. He was no longer running from his past. He was using it as a foundation. Over time, professional wrestling entered his life as a new challenge. WWE doesn't forgive improvisation. It demands discipline, charisma, and the ability to connect with millions. Logan arrived with the doubts of others chasing him like shadows, but also with a work ethic that surprised many veterans. He trained extra hours, asked questions, fell, got up, and repeated. Every move in the ring was a mix of spectacle and real risk. During one of his most important matches, as he leaped from the top rope and heard the crowd roar, Logan felt something different. It wasn't just adrenaline. It was belonging. For the first time, he wasn't trying to prove he deserved to be there. He was simply living it. The ring became a place where he could channel all his energy, his ego, his mistakes, and transform them into something people could feel. Love or hate, but never ignore. Away from the spotlights, Logan also changed. He learned to take breaks, to care for his inner circle, and to admit when he was wrong. He didn't become perfect. He never claimed to be. But he did become more dyslexic. He understood that growing up doesn't mean erasing who you were, but accepting every version of yourself and learning from it. One day, sitting alone in an empty gym after training, he looked at his reflection in the mirror. He no longer saw the kid desperate to go viral, or the arrogant young man who thought he had all the answers. He saw someone under construction, someone who would still fall, but who also knew how to get back up. He smiled, took a deep breath, and went back to training, because that was the essence of Logan Paul, a man who refused to be defined by a single chapter. Someone who understood that the real fight wasn't in front of a camera or in a ring, but in the constant struggle to become a better version of himself, even when the entire world seemed to doubt it was possible. Thanks for watching, and if you found this story inspiring, make sure to subscribe for more.